That's fantastic. Yeah. So if anybody needs to make adjustments and stuff like that, you guys can do that. So let's just give them 1 more minute to join in.
Okay.
All right. So good evening again, everybody. Let me see who is in. Bashirat, hi. Is that Oreoluwa I saw? Oreoluwa, hi. Mata, Kum, Tolu.
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Ore. Happy New Year.
I wish you the same.
How many assignments have you submitted?
0, ma.
Okay. George, you're taking note of the prodigal kids in this class, right? Tolu, how are you? Samuel, I think Samuel submitted. Good evening. I know I saw your assignment. I will come to it.
Basira,
About what? George, you were saying?
Basira is saying hi to you.
Oh, okay.
Basira.
All right. Bashirat. Samuel, good evening. I think I saw Samuel's assignment. I saw Combs. I did not see Martha's assignment. Who else is here? Okay, so let's start with the assignments. Let me start with people that are actually here. So we can... Dodo, should I start with yours?
No, Mama, don't sell it to me.
Why? Let's see. So I think... Okay. I have so many tabs open, so... All right, we are here. George, get ready to unmute and shalaye yourself. So this is good. Your style guide. This is good. This is good. This is good. Load the journey map. I think I gave you some extra points for that. And this is good. I loved this interaction. So it worked. Now these guys. George, you used dark mode too for your e-commerce app the last time, right?
Yes, for the app.
Yes, you did. And we mentioned some things, correct? But you still came here and did the same thing again. You see this white border on your black background? It's going to throw your users off. Do you understand? So you need to use a color that would like easily blend, maybe like a light shade or a very dark shade of gray, close to black, not black. Do you understand? Something that will just distinguish the card from the background, but not some. Imagine using this card now on light mode, but the stroke, the border around it is black. Just picture it in your head: white background, white card, but the stroke around it is black. It's going to be very weird to see. So this is something you can just improve on. It's nothing too serious. I liked the gradient effect here. And yeah, low fidelity, nice, 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 nice. So for the sake of readability, that's why I'm going back to accessibility today again. I noticed that most of you had like the idea was there, but then implementation was like the wala. So I was seeing a lot of accessibility issues. So that's why we would be looking at that again. Let me try to reiterate, and we'll try to maybe design one screen as an example, because from here on, you guys will be designing. We've done like 3 months of the theoretical aspects. You've done research. You already know everything. I mean, look at you guys coming up with your guidelines yourself. Everybody impressed me. I saw a lot of components. I saw like impressive stuff. I'm very impressed. So, but this time we're going to make sure that all of those theoretical things you apply them correctly in your design, right? This is good, really good job, by the way. Another thing, this button, it's not obvious enough because I did this in like prototype mode. Let me share this in prototype mode. And it's not something that a user would readily or easily see and tell the difference that, oh, I am supposed to click on this to perform an action. You see how small this is? It's not telling me to do anything unless I really look at it. So you need to make sure that this, your CTA part, where you want them to perform an action, you have to make sure that it's really, really obvious. Let me share the hi-fi instead of this low fidelity. Again, I like that everybody played with colors. That's why I told you primary color is white, so that I can see how you guys would explore with your colors. So George, you see what I'm saying? Except I really look at this, it's not the first thing I see when I come here. And I know that this is as a business, you want to convert customers. You don't just want them to visit your website and be like, oh, this is nice. Okay, bye, and go. That's not what you want. You want them to actually rent or buy or sell. So you need to make sure that this is as obvious as possible. Let me see. There was somebody's on that. Oh no, so many tabs open. Let's see. Give me a few seconds. Those of you that have been skipping classes, I'm sure you're looking at George's work and wondering how is this thing rotating. Be coming to class.
You can talk to me directly, ma. Don't cut through corners.
I will not mention names. Be coming to class. All right. I wanted to share somebody's work. Let's see. Again, proud teacher moment. Sitemap on check. Colors, great. Typography, primary buttons, nice. Navigation, tabs, drop down, cards. Nice. Nice. You see people's when you meet a designer, the way they're intentional about their work, you would easily know how great of a designer the person is going to end up, right? So this is low fidelity, this is high fidelity. If I am a stakeholder, I have not seen this high fidelity designs. We are still coming up with, or whose work is this now? Okay, so we're still coming up with concepts for our website, and you present this to me, I'll be like, oh, this is definitely going to convert. When my customers or potential customers visit this website, they already know exactly what they're getting in terms of your copy. That's the text you use on your arrow section. They already see the CTA, what you want them to do, call to action. You want them to either buy, rent, or get shortlets, which is, rent basically. And then they already know what they can do, and you feature some apartments. This is based on the project brief I gave you guys. And they also see why they should choose you as a stakeholder. I'll be like, oh, this is nice. Okay, let's go with this. So now all she has to do is now finalize this, which is what she has done here. Now, like I said, accessibility issues. That was all the only problem I had with this design. This is great, right? But against this background, it can be better. Do you understand? So this is nice. This button, basically each section can be worked on, can be improved on. But for you guys, I'm giving you like chef's kiss. This is amazing. Same as George's work. Amazing, amazing work. A little adjustments here and there, and companies will pay to have this website. Do you understand? So, George, like I said, yours is not majorly an accessibility issue. It's more of a what's the word now? I'm not sure. Conversion issue, right? This design will work. I just needed you to make these guys clearer, bolder. And if you're going to do this, I would prefer you put it somewhere here. Because like this, I can't see what this is doing for the customer, for somebody visiting your website. Also, spacing issues. Remember, you can either drop ready apartments to the next line, so it's like 20 plus, then next line, years of service, 200 plus, then next line, happy customers, 150 plus, next line, ready apartments, right? So and you can do it in such a way that if this is going to be clickable, again, you guys, I need you to learn how to design with actual content, not every time lorem ipsum. Do you understand? So that you can easily tell when your content will drop out of the container, and you can quickly correct that in your design, because your developer will just be like, that is what you showed me and that is what I have done. Except they are really nice people, and they try to tweak it on their end to like look presentable. If not, if you tell a developer that I want my content to be just under this one, as long as it's beneath this one, so even if the content that your content writer eventually comes up with is like 7 lines long for this part, for this one it is 2 lines long, for this one it's maybe 3, what happens? Do you truncate? Do you put everything to just scroll down and then the image drops, or what happens? You have to like put all of those things in consideration when you're designing. Again, spacing issue between your cards, white space, so that people can tell. If I'm reading like a regular Nigerian, I'll read 20 plus years of service, 200, read this like this, then be like, oh, okay, be like, say this one, be like this, then I'll not start coming back like. So spacing issues on both sides here. I've told you the issue with this guy, like there was somebody else's, let me try to remember. In fact, we'll go through everybody's work. So again, the color of your gradient here, it can be something that would blend better into your black. So it's not like a striking contrast. It's not, what's the word now? It's not in their face when they open it. And I can easily read what you're telling me to see. So I'm assuming these are categories that I can click on and it takes me somewhere else, which is nice. Another thing I want you to think of, George, is you see when I am scrolling, your navigation disappears. So you might want to add a background behind your nav bar, and maybe make it transparent and add a blur. George, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
So you add a background, it's transparent, then you blur it, background blur. So that even when I am scrolling like this, in scenarios like this, I can still see exactly what is in your navigation. Do you understand? Because you are keeping it fixed. And yeah, again, this white border. You see the way this orangish one looks better when it's on the black compared to this white. It's too, is it tono now? And then this white guys, you can maybe use, in fact, explore dark modes. Let me drop something. I told a couple of people in their comments, landing folio. Landingfolio.com. You can, anytime you want to design for something, just go to Landing Folio, go to Lapa Ninja, and see what existing brands who have converted customers, who have made money from their website, see how they designed their own. So you can draw inspiration from it. You're not copying, no, you are drawing inspiration. Please don't copy. Just go there, feed your eyes. That's why you have mood boards. What I usually do before I even start designing, I go online. I know if you're designing for like a real estate company like this, go online, check for, it might not even be in real estate, it could be in ed tech, could be health businesses, it could be Web3. I just search for random websites that I like, or I feel like, oh, this resonates well with this business and their direction, and just put them together in a page on Figma, on my Figma file, and call it my mood board. So I'll just sit down there and be looking at it like, okay. So that way I can easily come up with the layout of how I want my own website design to go. Do I want it to dance and jump? Do I want it to fly? Do I want people to just scroll normally and everybody is fine? So I just do that, put my mood board and keep looking at it. Then I start designing when I have decided, okay, this is the direction I want to go. This is how I want this part of this section to be designed. Then I can start designing. So just check those guys. We would also check them. But yeah, well done. And I saw that all of you came up with your logos for Coco Inc. Nice, great job. Who was the other person I was? Yeah. So let's see one more person's work before we start today. I think let's do Samuel. Sharp guy. Samuel, this was not what you showed me. Oh. You've already implemented the comments I dropped. I wish we have the previous design so that people can see the before and the after. So Samuel also had accessibility. In fact, let's go to his Figma file so you guys can see all of the comments I dropped. And by the way, I dropped comments on people's designs so that they can improve on it. Okay. Okay, you see that. So I think I remember what it looked like. He had a buy sell button here and then add the can't remember. Samuel, where is version 1? You've thrown it away. But you see how much
The
better
button is up.
it's up.
Yes. On that frame. Yes. I just move it out.
Okay. Even this your buy and sell can still be bigger, bolder. Maybe use a blue button for this buy, right? Oh, sorry. I was showing a different screen. You see this your buy and sell can be better. You see the way login get started is they are bold. Anybody that visits your website, coming, I like this your logo by the way, coming from your hero section here, these two are very good. Now I want you to replicate this kind, and again, consistency. You guys, all the theory you've been doing is not for you to just learn and you scored 100 in your assignment and you move on. It's for you to know it. Consistency, you're using round peels for your buttons here, and then you come here and you're using sharp edges for your buttons. It's not going to fly. If you want to do round edges all through, stick with round edges all through, all through, all through, right? If you want to do sharp edges like this, stick with it all through. So what I am saying is make this button longer, right? Simplifying your search for affordable living. Straight to the point. People already know what you're doing. Great. And you already removed all the interactions you did with your image, but no wala. Exactly. See why you should use actual content and not lorem ipsum. Imagine he uses lorem ipsum and it stops somewhere. Say it stops here where this your perfect home is, and then the content writer brings the content and it's extending like this. You know the way he will design the content with this with something that starts from at Coco Inc. and ends at your perfect home. This image will probably be shorter, right? Or it would even use something else because it's not a lot of text. But then your content comes and it's this long, obviously it distorts your entire design and you're like, what do I do? So it's better to get the content. If you don't have content at all, you can wing your way through, through it. You see how better this is better, although I still prefer you use a thicker weight again for this your headings. Maybe if this is a medium, maybe do semi-bold, right? To be better. But this is way better than what you initially submitted. Way better. Same thing here. You see this button, this is nice. So do something like that here too. And you see how you used white spacing, right? You guys, please. So I can tell that even without demarcations, without putting lines to separate the cards, I can tell that, oh, these two are together. This smartphone and this one, they are together. This one and this one, they are together. So please, what our clients say. Okay. When I enter my email address, what would happen? It will just accept it's finished. How do you know I'm done? Samuel. Accessibility issue, Samuel. Or is this Samuel's assignment? Whose assignment is this?
It's
Yes.
mine.
You saw what I just pointed out. This
Yes,
guy.
ma'am.
Yeah, make it clearer. And then enter your email address. Where is the button to submit the email address? You people are no magicians. How do you know when I am done typing my email address? So this is really good. Well done. I think Combs assignment too. By the way, if you have questions, please just drop them in the comments. I will check it out before we continue. Where's Com? Oh, Com, I think I dropped a comment. Is Com on this call?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Com, from all you've seen now, you know what to do better, right? When you rework your assignment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who else? Adora, you texted me, Shay.
Yes, ma, I did. Good evening.
Good evening. Did you guys, when you submit, always give view access. I'm not a magician that would just know what is in your file if I can't view it. Again, you guys, I said, I see the vision, but I just need you guys to work on the accessibility part. I see what you're getting at. I just need you to work on accessibility. Okay, so Precious decided to go with pink for our own secondary color. Again, you guys with the dramatic logos, I like it. So Precious, I commented that you should, did I? Yeah, that you should improve the accessibility here. Your contrast of the contrast of your text against the background, it's not there yet. So you need to maybe add an overlay to this image to make it like have this darker. You see the way Samuel's work was, he used a blue overlay on the image and it made the text on it pop out properly. So try to do something like that. This is amazing work, by the way. I love your icons. I love this padding issue or small thing that can be fixed. Again, I'm not sure. Do you want to go left aligned? Do you want to be centered? If you want to be left aligned, I feel like all of this space here can be used up. And this is nice. I commented on this too. I'm sure you guys know what my comment was. And what else? What else is there? Yeah, same accessibility issue here. All in all, you guys did amazingly well. That's for those of you that submitted. The rest of you. So again, accessibility. Just to refresh our memories, please, you guys, what is accessibility about in UI UX design? Don't read what you are seeing on your screen. No. What is accessibility in UX design? Nobody. Okay, Emmanuel, go on. I thought Emmanuel wanted to speak just now.
Emmanuel is trying to finish up his.
Okay, someone else can go if Emmanuel is not ready.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I believe accessibility is about designing a product that is not just that every kind of users can make use of it, like putting them into consideration, maybe people with disability or making sure that is a user centric and every form of user can pick the product and make use of it.
Okay, that's great. That really covers it. So it's basically you, like you said, you designing for everybody. You're not only considering the people that have everything fine and well going with them. Someone's hand was up. You want to speak? Okay, so yes, Adora, go on.
Okay, he has already said what I wanted to say, but just to add, it's not just about people who have disabilities, because sometimes you may be in a situation where you can't use some certain functions and you will need to improvise, like caption. It may be somewhere you cannot listen to sound. Like this is for someone who is normal, so to say, someone who doesn't have any disabilities. And
Exactly.
caption, instead of listening to sound, maybe you're in a noisy environment, you can just read the caption and do what you want to do. Or people who are sick and they are temporarily disabled, just creating a product that is versatile, that having every user in mind and certain situations.
Thank you so much. That was really good. So like your Google Meet, I'm sure you people know that there is a caption option where it can more like subtitles for your Google meetings. So it's not only for, like she said, people with disabilities. You can also be in situations where you need these things. So yeah. Please, for accessibility, major issue I noticed with a lot of the design was contrast issues. Contrast your text against your background. If you're doing text on image, you have to add another layer between them so that your text layers properly on your image. So I'm going to show an example of what I mean. Like I said, we'll try to design. Again, I shared some UI kits with your assignments. I don't think you guys went through them, did you? Did anybody go through any of the UI kits I shared? I shared Untitled UI, I shared Reina UI, even shared some website UI kits. I don't think you guys went through them. It would have helped with your design, made it better. So let's do this. Like I said, text on image. So you have say 1440. I'm going to use like a desktop frame to do this. I'm just going to add an image. Let's use on Splash. What should we search for? So the assignment was to design, where is it now? Design a website for Coco Inc. that shows off budget-friendly apartments and provides, okay. So Coco Inc. budget-friendly apartments. Let's search for apartments. So I want to show you guys with an example of what you guys are working with. So let's say just going to use a random image. I want to do text on image so you guys can see how to do it. For those of you that have not submitted your assignment, so that when you submit, you know what not to do in your own version. Let's use this instead. I feel like text. Okay. Now I am going to put a what's it called now? Copy text on my so let me just use someone's assignment so I don't have to start thinking of copy. Let's use George's assignment. Open. So text. Discover the most suitable property. Okay. So this is with the assumption that I already have my text styles and my color styles created on my Figma file. So let's work with this guy. Now, this is discover the most suitable property. I'm just going to, this is just me showing you text on image to show you how contrast works. And then if I have a second text, I'm just going to reduce the size. Use the same. And then let's say a button next. What should we call the buttons now? Let's say learn more. We are going to design properly. This one is just Just showing you accessibility and contrast, especially. Now imagine you're a user and you visit my website. I'm trying to tell you to patronize my business, and this is what you see. Let's play this in prototype mode so you can see what it looks like. Oh, this is sharing something else. It's still not bad because maybe because this one has like blue on the background. But let's see what it will look like when I add an overlay to this. So what I would do is I would click on this image and add a darker color, right? You see how much of a difference that was. I can decide to do this or even use a shade of the green I am working with and maybe use a darker shade of that green. You see how much of a difference that was. And just explore with these guys. So that's for contrast. If you don't want to do this color on image, you can add another layer, like I mentioned earlier, between them. And where is it now? So this is a layer. Let's remove this. What's it called? This one. And then let's change this layer to a different color and a different opacity. Not there yet. So those are like two ways you can do it. You can either add the color on your image directly, click on plus and just do that like this, or you can add another layer in between them to like separate your content from your background image. That's how to do that. Now, what other issue did I notice from, let's see the prototype mode. So you see how much of a difference that was. So even if your background image is like a lot of plain white, it will not, your white text on that image will not clash into each other because now you've added a better contrast to them. Now, for what else did I notice? What else did I notice? Please, you guys should not forget in anything you do, don't forget accessibility. As much as you're thinking, oh, it's fine, is it readable? Can people understand what you're getting at? And I also noticed that most of you did not do the mobile side. I'm not sure why. I got a lot of messages on WhatsApp about, oh, I didn't have enough time. I was busy in network, so I could not do the mobile. I'm going to assume that was the reason. And you guys would actually fix up and do it. But please keep in mind, from now till like the end of month 6, so this is like month 4. When the second week of month 4, you're going to be designing all through. and it's no longer going to be group unless I indicate that it's a group work. It's going to be majorly individual. So please go back to week 7 and read this material that I gave you guys to check in case you missed anything. I'm sure if you run most of the websites you guys designed, the landing page you designed, you'd see that there were some issues with accessibility on it. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about when it came to your assignment. So let's try the design. Any questions so far? No questions. So let me show you landing folio. So you see how to use it. Now, what did I ask you guys to design? A landing page, right? So when you come here, you don't even need to stress with all of these guys. Just come to these sections and check on landing page. You're going to see landing pages from different brands. SaaS products like mobile apps or businesses for marketing, the websites for design tools, for softwares. You'd see different kinds. Now, this time we're talking about real estate, so you can narrow down. But for someone like me, I don't like to narrow down so that I am not focusing on people in that field and what they've done, because I might not like it. So I like, for instance, I could be designing for a real estate company, but the websites I like, that I feel like the direction they went will be nice for the direction I am going with the design I'm working on. They're in like the food space. I don't mind. I will get inspiration from there. So all you need is inspiration. You don't necessarily have to narrow down to like these guys. So just landing page and you check out. You see a lot of landing pages, a lot of them. And obviously these are from from brands, from companies that actually exist. So it's not like, oh, somebody just sat down and came up with, I mean, designers came up with all of this, but you get the point. It's not like I just came up with them and poured them my own ideas. We've not tried it out with people. We've not converted users using the website. So for instance, I am already seeing some things that I feel like, oh, they might work for me. I can look at this and be like, okay, let me copy image. And where is my Figma file? I would have a page here that I will just call mood board and just paste, go back to landing folio. Where is it? And just keep checking. It could be 20 websites, could be 50, just as much as you feel like, oh, they would be nice for this. So now you saw that I copied this. What I might like in this website will probably be just this section. Do you understand? And I'll be like, how can I use this kind of thing in my own design? Or it could be just this section. It's not like I want to copy the way they did their thing, the entire landing page. Or it could be the way they just did their cards on card with another background. It could be what I just like. Or it could even be just the button, the way they did their gradient effect. So that's why you have a mood board. As long as you know exactly what you're looking for, when you see it, you're like, okay, this is it. You copy, put it in your mood board, go back, and I'm just going to keep checking. Now, I've seen something else that somebody tried to do. I can't remember whose assignment, whose submission I saw that, where you had avatars with text like this. And I said,
Group B.
Emmanuel, that was you, right?
Our group B.
Okay. So you see the way they did this here. It could be something that was like, oh, this will work for me. But from this, I'm not seeing anything that I feel like, oh, I like. So I can just keep checking, keep checking. You can use Behance also. You can use Dribble. There is Lapa Ninja. I think Lapa Ninja also has a lot of websites that you can explore. So if I had a SaaS product, this might work. But since I'm doing real estate, I can do something like this. But this time around, if you are working with the mind I have right now, you already know which section I am looking at implementing, if at all. It will be this. Might not be necessarily the way they did theirs here, but I know that I would want like a scroll, animated scroll of images of apartments that Coco Inc. has available. So it will just be scrolling on its own on the landing page. So I can just copy this too and paste. Where's my Figma file? So you see the way I'm getting inspiration. I am not doing, oh, I want to copy everything here. In fact, I don't think I really like or fancy the rest here. I just know that, okay, I want to walk in this kind of direction. Like this is a good way. I see the way to walk in my head already. Not the same sizes, but I feel like you guys already you understand where I'm going with the design already. Let's see. This would be nice for like a game app or a children's app, something to catch their attention, but not what we are working towards. Let's check SAS. I know that SAS apps are usually very fine. Okay, so if I have a section for selling features or benefits of patronizing Coco Inc., I can do something like this. But today I'll just be focusing on the hero section. So you see this frequent FAQs section, if you like the direction of this, their own design, you can do something similar, different illustrations, probably different layouts, but you get the point. So let's start designing. If I keep looking for, in fact, there are times where I can use like 2 days to get inspirations for my design. Just keep scrolling. I don't know which one of you guys I told. To be a good designer, you have to feed your eyes on good designs. Always just go online, just be scrolling. Why did they do this like this? Why not like this? Just keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. And with time, it would become an even better designer. Uh, let's see Lapa Ninja. What's the time? Start by 9. I hope you're all following. Again, if you have questions along the way, just drop it in the comments. I'll come back there and check from time to time. So what do we do here? Okay. The problem with Lapa Ninja is that streamlining the design or narrowing it down will be tricky. Now, if I were doing Web3, I would do this. Let's see SAS. Okay, no one's catching my attention yet. Let's go back to Figma. Let's start with the basics on Figma. So, first things first, you set up your style guide, your color styles, Is it 9? Your color styles, you set up your typography. So the reason I'm not going to do that is because in previous classes, we've already sorted that out on this particular file. So there is not going to be any need for me to, can see it here. We have our type scale, we have our color styles. So go on.
Based on style guide, I have an issue with my peppercorn. It's asking me for license.
Okay, so Tolu, it's not only peppercorn you can use. There
Okay.
are also, let me check. Hold on, let me check my other Figma. There are other brands, other plugins that you can use for your style guide, for your colors, for your. It doesn't have to be the one I give you. You can do your research too. But let me check if I have it on
I'm
typography.
sorry, not peppercorn. I mean super palette
Super
for
palette.
color. Yes.
Oh, okay. So for super palettes, another alternative would be hue. Let me show you. That's for shades and tints, right? For colors. So you run this. You saw it. Let me copy the. I'll share the name. So imagine if, what color should we use for today? Let's use a shade of green. I don't like this green. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 tints and 5 shades, and I want it to arrange it in an horizontal manner, and it should add the X codes. Should it set the styles? Yes, please. Let's do this as primary. I think we had, okay, no, we don't have any primary. Generate styles. So you've seen the styles here. Now we've generated the styles. I'm sure you guys can see what I am doing. Now I'm going to generate the colors. Do you see that? So Tolu, this is an alternative to Super Palette. Let me share you the link. Okay, Olaniyan Samuel is giving you an alternative too. So you can explore. It doesn't necessarily, if I tell you use Iconify, you can decide to use Icon Scout. You can decide to use Icon Sax, right? So I'm just giving you these ones that I know about to make your lives easier, basically. Tolu, are we good?
Yes, ma. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I think we should just use this green for our landing page. I'm just going to do the area section for desktop and for mobile. God help us to finish this night. Great. So let's start with, I was mentioning style guides. So you come up with your typography, color styles, do your buttons, what you want your hover state to look like, what you want your default state of the buttons to look like, primary, secondary buttons. Then if you're doing cards, product cards, this time around, since we are doing for a real estate company, since we're designing for a real estate company, we would also have product cards for each maybe apartment, each sublet that they have, with price, image of the apartment, the price they are selling it for, and maybe the availability status of that property on that particular product card. So you would do the default state of the product card when they overrun it for desktop view. You'll do that too. And so what else? Maybe things like your nav bar, your navigation, your header, your footer links. I think we should do header, footer, Okay, hero section basically. I'm sure by now you know what your hero section is. So we're starting off by selecting our frame. I'm designing with desktop first. And let's rename this to hero. Now, next thing we're going to do, let me borrow somebody's logo so we don't have to stress. Okay, I'm using Samuel's logo. Where is? Okay, so first thing first, I'm going to do is my headers for my landing page for my entire website. So what are my headers? You know, when you open a website, you see the logo, you see some links up here like about us, contact us, events. Then you see like 2 buttons or 1 button or maybe no button at all, depending on the direction or the kind of website you're visiting. Maybe login, get started. So that's where all of those things are contained is what you call our header or our navigation bar. So let's start with that. I've copied logo from, oh, it's an image. Because I will need this. So I don't stress. Let's do something else. Let me look for someone else's logo. Or Samuel, do you have a variation of that logo in a different color or something that is not in PNG format? Where's George?
Yes, ma, is on the far.
Okay. Okay. I'm using black. Okay. I'll put it here so that you guys can see everything I am doing. So for this kind of website, for a, what's it called now? A real estate company, usually you can have different types of navigation. Maybe a page to read about the company. So let me just be putting it down as I'm having the thoughts. About, then there can be something for like apartments, or let's say buy, then maybe another one for sell, then maybe what else can, maybe contact us, contact us, FAQ, and then they can now do the other side where you have maybe what kind of button should we do? Login. Yeah, get started, and another say login. Okay, so I am just trying to put my thoughts down. First thing first, let's do these 2 buttons, get started and login. One of them is going to be the primary button, one of them is going to be the secondary button. So if I had set my buttons up for my style guide, all I have to do is just select it, and you know how we do that. So let's just do get started, login, get started. Let's do 4, add, and add a background, change this, change the color, don't like this. So I would have to edit my style guide. Okay, and then let's do it because this looks okay. Now we have this second button, secondary button. Let's do that. You guys know what I am doing, right? Auto layouts. I've told you people. I am the queen of auto layouts. And let's do stroke. And then let's change this. I did the same. Okay, so we have these guys on check. Now, next, this one. I wish this was an SVG so that I can change the colors, but we would manage it. Let's put this at like maybe 18 or still too big. Still too big. Okay. So we have this guy, we have this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these two into an auto layout and add to my frame. Now let's assume this is this guy is outside here. I just placed it on the white background so that you can see exactly what I was doing. So I'm going to add my layout grid to this so that I can help with my design. Now let's bring this guy back so that we can easily adjust the size. So you see that, and then I am adjusting this to fit that. So we already have logo buttons on check. Now the next thing is this, guys, the navigation links. So I can decide to put it in the middle, or I can decide to like align it to the right with these other buttons. So let's do about, where's my text? One, two, three, four, five. So are you guys following? I'm trying to be fast so that we don't eat into our night session. So about, we'll do buy, sell, contact us, and FAQ. So I can do this like this, font weight, and change this to medium. And I can also space this out properly. Then now I'll copy this and bring it in here. Almost there. So what I'm going to do now is adjust this to, what's the spacing between these guys? 16, good. And increase the spacing between these guys to like 40. I'm just going to preview this in prototype mode. I feel like the spacing here is too much. What websites were we designing that time? Let me change this layout grid. Going to detach this and change this guy to 70. And gutter, let's say 24. Okay, this should work. I'm going bigger now. I'm doing the same for these guys. Remember, what's it called now? For your components too, I can do my components such that let's do that. I hope you guys can still see. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been working here. So what I have done is I have changed my layout grid to a margin of 70 from 120 so that the spacing on the left and the right is not so much. And I have changed my gutter to 24 instead of 40. So I think the time we set up this layout grid, we were working on which replication, I can't remember. So I just used the same layout grid. So I had to tweak it to fit what I'm working with now. And I am now adjusting these guys so that they would look better. Do we understand? If you have questions, by the way, please don't forget you can ask. Either you drop it in the comments or you call my attention to it. So what I started working on before I realized I was not sharing this tab was different states for my, let's increase this to 40 and see, for my navigation. So I wanted to start it off here. This is the default. So I'm just going to add auto layout to this. And duplicate and add a background color to this. Since I am doing green, I can do that on over, add a background color with a corner radius and change this guy to green. No, not this guy to green. So this is default, this is over. And then for the active page, I can decide that remove this background color and add a stroke beneath it instead. Do you guys see that? So the reason you see this curved edge is because I added a corner radius here. If I take it out, it will be the regular straight one, but because I'm trying to be fancy, let's leave it there. So I'm going to put these three guys in a component set and rename them so that I don't have this issue because they all have the same name. So this is my default. This is on hover, and this is active. What did I do? Okay. Now I'm going to do my interaction, my prototype. That's when you hover on this, change to this, and then when you click, it should change to this. Do we understand what I've just done? So I'm going to copy this guy now.
In terms of Vaga.
Yes, please. Okay. No question, right? So I'm going to copy this guy now and paste it into this my navigation that I am designing. And I can replicate this for every single one of them so that whatever interaction was here would also work on everything. I'll show you on the prototype. So about, buy, sell, contact us. Now, because I have added padding to my, what's it called? To my nav links, let me share this tab instead so you guys can see what we are doing. Do you see that? And if I click, this is what I would have. Do you see that? So it's showing this with the assumption that we are on that page. I hope you understand. So this is how we work. Yes, please.
Please, Mama, you are too fast. I didn't follow up again.
I'm too fast.
Yes, because the first, I didn't know whether you made the first component before you now make the set of components. So I was a bit lost in the way.
Okay. Bashira, how about you? What's your question?
Ma, it's the same thing, no.
You guys, you know what else to do yesterday? Okay, let me quickly do that again. Where is the Figma file? Okay. So what I did, you have your text. I'm just going to write it out here again. About. Do you see this? Then I just duplicated. No, that was not what I did. I just added what's it called now? Auto layout to it to make it seem like a button. That's what you have here, right? Then I duplicated this one and then added a background color, and I used this guy as my background color. Then I changed the color of the text to the primary color, this green. Then I duplicated this one again, Control D, and removed the background color. And then I added a stroke to it. But this time around, I don't want it to be like four-cornered stroke. I want it to be just at the bottom. Do you see that? I click here and change it to the bottom. Then I was explaining to you guys that it can be either straight like this or curved like this based on whatever I want. And that since I'm trying to be fancy, I am adding a corner radius of 4 to it and corner radius of 4 here too. Can we all see that? Then I now selected, let's change this one back to black because we're using black and white background. So let's change this to black. Then I selected everything like this and came up here and did create component sets. Then I renamed each of them so that the developer can easily know which one is which. This is default state. This is on over. And this is when it is active. Then I now did my prototype. That's when you over on this guy, this one, when you over on it, change to this one. Then when you click on this one, change to this one. Do we understand now? Then what I now did was I copied the first one where the interaction starts from, and I pasted it here. So you see that it is a child component. If I do right click and do go to main component, it will bring me back here because this is the parent component. And from here, I can change this to the active state because we are, if we want to assume that maybe we are on the active page. I hope you guys understand what I did now. And I was showing you the interaction on, what's it called? On Figma prototype. Like this, like this, like this. GC. Are we good now?
Yes. Yes, ma, it's better. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. So, to add small more paparazzi to this, so it doesn't just give off to these buttons, so it doesn't just give off a regular vibe. I am going to add a stroke to this. So let's do black. So watch what I am going to do. I'm taking this outside, make it 4, but I am removing on the top. I am removing on the side and also on this side. No, let's leave it on that side. So let's do inside. Did you guys see that? Did you see what I did?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can literally play around with your buttons. You can do whatever you want with your buttons basically. I can decide to do something similar for this guy. Let's add a fill white, and let's say instead of all, let's change this to custom.
We can't see
Oh,
what you're
Yeah, okay.
let me Control Z. So I'm here now,
We
and
can't see the screen.
really,
Like what you are doing. Okay.
I can see the screen.
okay. So I'm going to add a fill to this white so that whatever I am adding, whatever paparazzi I'm doing to it will be obvious. And then I will change this one to something similar to what we just did. Border, let's add 4. Remember, similar to this guy. And then we're changing this one to custom. So we're removing it from this side. We're removing it from this side. And I think because of the corner radius, let's change the corner radius to something less dramatic. How do I feel about this? I think I prefer the round one. But yeah, basically, you can just do whatever it is you like with your buttons, play around with those things to make your design come to the point where you like. Now, for our content, I can delete this guy since we're already using this one. For our content, sorry. I'm trying not to make this other guy too obvious, because I want the focus to still be on get started. All right. So for our hero section, I'm going to do something first to see. What's the name of this plugin? I just forget names of things. But yeah, we're going to put our content. Whose hero section content did I say we were going to use? Discover the what do you want? Discover the most suitable property. So I'm going to write our caption. Discover the most suitable property and change this to, I'm going to be doing, should we do center align or left? Let's do left aligned. And then we're going to have a secondary button. Let's use 20. It's medium. Where is our content for this? So I am going to make this slightly, should I? Slightly bigger. Let's use 24. And let's use regular. Let's increase this to 36 or 48. Yep. So the next thing, I hope you guys are seeing what I am doing, right? Or am I still too fast? Spacing, because I am using line heights that are very legible to read. I don't have to do so much with my spacing. So you can see that it's 0 between the two of them, but they still look, let me share this tab instead so you can see. So they still look okay. Now, another thing I can do is put like a sort of image, not image now, but something to just give our design this touch or feel. I don't know. It's going to be like something in the background. Let me search online for background images. Okay. So I need something like dots, patterns. Let me search. Not got the palette. That's our final color. Okay, so which one should we use for the background?
Are we supposed to be seeing something?
Oh wow, where are we? So sorry. Let me start again. So what I have done is I went to Figma to search on my plugins for pattern, right? Because I don't want this white background to just be there.
I don't want to.
Exactly. So I'm searching for something and I'm on hero pattern for Figma. First thing I did was to change the color here. Let me share this pattern stuff with you guys. George, please maybe be putting all of these links on the classroom on your WhatsApp group so that for people that might not remember. Okay, so going back, where is it? Okay, now I'm going to run this plugin, change the color to our primary color. Oh, sorry, let me copy it again. Okay, and then I was asking which of these patterns do you guys think we should use? So I was looking at let's try this. Nope. Well, let's do 10%. Let's do 2%. I want it to be there, but still not be there, if you guys understand what I mean. Okay. So 4%, I think that works. So, now, for my images of oh yeah, that's true. Remember my mood board? I said I wanted to do something like this where the images will be scrolling. So we're going to do a centered. I already had another idea in my head for the design. So I think let me just finish the one I have in my head now. So what we're going to do, we have this guy, let's say 400 by 400. Or okay. And then I'll add corner radius of say 20, 24, and duplicate this. This guy minus 12, okay, 100. Static stroke. Okay. And then duplicate this again. And turn this one to 12. Okay, so now I'm going to just put images here. Let's use Unsplash to get images. I hope you guys saw what I did.
I was going to ask you if we're supposed to be saying something. Only seeing the Figma slide the screens.
Can you guys confirm? What can you guys see?
You can see the Unsplash
Okay.
plugin and
Okay.
the desktop.
All right. All right. So I am changing the plugin to content reel. On Splash did not give me what I wanted. So let's do content reel and change the search for home. Okay, so we can do this. I don't like this one. Let's change it to this one. Let's change this one to Okay, so this is what we
I can't see
currently have.
anything. Am I the only one?
Are you sure it's not your network?
Seems you are the only one. Oh. I can see the screen.
So let's group these guys and reduce the size. Please come.
Maybe it's my network. I'll check.
All right. So because my images are kind of slanted, I want to do a green background behind this guy for our primary color. Yes, please.
Okay, Mama, I don't know whether you selected the shape before you now go into the plugin to put the
Yes,
images
I
inside.
selected the shapes. Yeah, I did.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Go on.
No, Mama, it's a mistake. Sorry.
Okay. So I'm just going to move these two guys. But basically, I'm just showing you how you can explore with your designs. You can do a lot of things. It doesn't have to be one size fit all. When your ancestors just whisper to you that it's enough, you know that it's enough. Or it's already looking good, it's looking good, you know that, okay, we are somewhere. So I'm adding a stroke to this guy so that it also has that effect as if it's cutting through into the background. So this is what we currently have. All right. If I want it to be more dramatic, I can tell the developers that when they hover on this, or I can do the design, or because we are not doing plenty paparazzi today, that all of this, maybe the images should be able to swipe. Do you understand? And when you swipe, maybe one, it goes off. When you swipe, one goes off. When you swipe, one goes off. I hope you guys understand what I have in mind. So yeah, this guy, I feel like the line height is still a little somehow. So let's tweak this a bit. Are we following? Did somebody have a question? Bashir, go on.
Okay. Sorry, Ma. You said that you were going to add patterns. You've not added the patterns. So.
I have, oh, you cannot see it.
No, I can't see anything.
Can you see the pattern? Do you
It's
see
very
it?
small.
Are you seeing it now?
Can you see
So
it?
it's there. I put it at 4%. Do you see it here? It's not like, let me show you on this thing. So it's not supposed to be something that, what's it called now? Will be in your face. I just wanted to give the background a little dazzle. if that makes sense. So it's not plain, it's not white plain background. Do you see it?
Okay.
It's there. If you can, if you know that I put it there, you see that it's there. Can you guys confirm that you can see it? Let me increase the opacity and reduce it back so you see it. Do you see it now?
Yes, we can.
Exactly.
I can.
Now let me reduce it back to 4%.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it's there, but I made it very, very kind of transparent so that it's not the focus. Now back to this guy. I was reducing this line height. Let me share this tab. Please, anytime I just say I'm going back to Figma, someone should just maybe remind me if as soon as you notice that maybe 2 minutes into me talking, I'm still not sharing my screen. So let's spacing all, and let's do this to the center. Okay. So now, okay. Yes, Bashir,
Anyway,
go on.
I'm sorry for this, for the questions and all that. But you, the last time during one of my assignments, you mentioned something about the white spacing thing. But I observed that while you were working on this one, you maybe did not do that, but you were like, okay, that the spacing they are not like a lot, but then they are okay, that kind of thing. I don't.
Where,
That's why I'm just
which spacing? Where?
while you're trying to do this text thing.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah, you
look at,
said okay.
you see that there, it gives you the um illusion that there is a lot of space in between this text and this text, right?
Okay.
Actually, the line height for this text was 90 something. Let me redo that. Was 92. So looking at it like this, you see the amount of space between them. But now, because I am reducing the line height, I don't like the amount of spacing between the lines, between the text on each line. So I reduced it to, what was it now? Was it 72?
Okay.
And then I added spacing of 16 because as at then it was 0. Now you see how close they are to each other. It doesn't make sense anymore because I have reduced the line height of this first one. So now I added 16 to this guy.
Okay. But this is only applicable to probably text. What about if it were to be like images, like
The
the
spacing between
Nava,
this.
yeah, between images or those at the bottom and all of that.
You can
Like I'm talking
see
about icons and the likes. Okay.
you can see how much space I added between these guys. Because I'm not doing anything like demarcations, no lines, none of that. You can see this, and then there is this, and then there is spacing between this. So that's your white space basically, the spacing between all of this. It's like, so this is 54.99. The reason why this looks it's having points is because you've seen all of the tonton I've done with these images. So it's going to distort the X and Y axis basically. So by default, the height of this one should not even be this dramatic. Well, yeah. Do you understand? So with images too, with icons, just make sure you put enough space that it's legible enough to read and it's not too much space that it's not looking as if somebody is going to sleep there. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, ma. Thank you.
All right. So back to this guy. I was saying for this page now, we're going to do the buy, sell, rent, buy, sell, and rent. And we are going to do the form to help them search. Do you get? So we're doing, where's my text? Buy, sell, and rent. Go on. Please help design. George, please send the links to the class group on WhatsApp so that people can have access to it. All right, buy, sell, rent.
Sorry, I didn't get that, ma.
The links have been dropping on the comments or in this comments. Please send them to your WhatsApp group so that people have access to it.
Okay, okay.
All right. So, what fields by default will people be checking for? The location, the property type, price range, or let me write this down so I don't forget. Location, property type, price range. What else? What else? What else? Yeah. And then they can search, right? Location, property type, price range. You guys remind me, when you are searching online for houses, what do you search for? Remind me, remind me, remind me. Okay, so we're going to work with these three instead since you guys
Number
are...
of bedroom too.
Okay, so we can... Okay, okay. That's already filtering down deeply. Okay. So let's start with buy, sell, rent. So our default button will be for them to buy. Now let me add auto layout and then add...
Ma, I can't see your screen. I don't know.
Till now? Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do let's do this guy with green background and let's add corner radius by cell rent. So I'm going to do it in such a way that let me do this too. I'm just replicating what I did here with these guys so that I will now hide this. Okay. Now the spacing for this, I'm going to reduce it to say 20. You will see why I am doing this. And then I am going to add a background color to this guy and add padding here of, let's say, 4. Same thing here. 4. Somebody did something like this and I said spacing issue or padding issue. I can't remember. So you can just check this out and see how to adjust your own design. Are we together? Are you guys still here?
Yes, ma.
Okay.
Yes, now. Yes, now.
So I have buy, sell, and rent. I'm going to make this bigger so that it's more obvious. Let's do 8. And let's do 20, 24. Okay. So we can do this. Don't think I like this shade of black. Okay. can do this. I'll add economic radius. All right, and then we'll now do our form. Remember, you would have done your input fields before, or being that we are doing Roshi here, you can start out with this. So for our input, I deleted it. Where is it? So we have location, property type. Let's start. Location. Property type. And then for price range, I will direct that to something else. Okay. Well, we can still do drop down. So we're doing drop down. Now, what I would do is I would add icons to each of these guys, and then add drop down buttons to each of them. So let's start from location. Iconify. Let's use field. Let's use this guy. This guy or this guy, this guy or this guy. Change the size to 20. Change the color to white. Just so that you guys can see what I am working on. Why is this one not working content? I hope we are learning from this. Let's change property. Let's add icon to property. Let's do this. And price range. Let's use this. What's going on? So we now have our icons. Now I'm going to add our drop down. To this, guys. What length am I using for this? Okay, let me finish this. We'll come back to that. Okay, so I have my button here. Change the size to 22, and then change the color. I'll still change all of these colors back to black so that it will be obviously. What did I just do? Are we still here?
I'm with you, ma'am.
Okay. So there is
Sorry, ma, please, can you go again how you did that?
Yeah, that's what I want to explain now. There's something I am doing. I noticed that some of my icons, because I am using strokes, outlined icons instead of field, I noticed you would see that I adjusted this guy because when I pasted it, the field was with a weight of 32. So it looked very awkward. Let me do it again. You cannot even see the icon because they added stroke of 32. Now, what I did was change it to 1.4 and it looks like what I needed. Now, for this drop down to, when I pasted it, I noticed that it was very fat. So I changed it to, I think 1.4 too. Yeah, 1.4. Do you understand? So that they all look like they have the same, like for consistency's sake. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is make sure that all of these guys are the same length, but I want to confirm how long this is first. So this is 597. Go on.
What I actually said you should repeat is how you duplicated down buttons by the side.
Oh, so before I duplicated it, I had already added I had added auto layout on each of them. So let me delete. This is the button here, right? I have copied it. Now I am deleting these ones. I had added auto layout. So this is the first auto layout with the text and the icon. Now this is the second one. You can see it here. The first one is to the left 10 and like this. Now the second one, spacing of 24, and then I pasted. That was it. So I'm doing it. I just selected all three since I've already done the auto layout on all of them and pasted, and then I edited it. You can see that it's still very fat. So I'm editing this to 1.4. Do we get it now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Cool. What's your question?
Okay, ma. I don't know. Is it component we are doing? I want to understand the idea.
Right now, no.
Yes.
You can eventually do this into a component so that on default. So what I wanted to do next is get the exact length of each of them so that I can now start doing on default for error state. Then when you're typing, blah, 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 you know. So for now, let's just get the length of the fields. So this is 597, meaning that the entire thing should be inside a 597 container, right? So what height? I don't know yet. What I am going to do is 597 minus 32. Please, I am a mathematician always. I know that I want a padding of 16 on both edges. So I'm doing 592 minus 32. So because 16 plus 16 is 32, so I'm doing for these guys to be the same. You can see here that they are not the same length, they are mixed or width. So I'm going to do auto and change the width to 560 so that everything is the same. Do you see that? And now I am going to add padding to the top and the bottom for each of them and add to the should I add to the sides? Yeah, I should add to the sides. And also a background color. No, I think I should use a light gray for the background color and change these guys to a light. Do you see what I'm doing? And add corner radius here. So I can adjust the width of this guy because now I have added padding of 16 to this one. So even if I paste it in here, let me bring it to the front. You see this? This is how it is going to be against that background. Do you guys see that? But I am going to change my background color here to, let's do this guy. We'll see how this goes. Let's check. So what I am going to do, let me check it in the prototype for you guys to see. Where is this? Change add corner radius here. I think we're using 8. But since this one is big, let's use 12. And let's change these guys to white since we used a green background. And let's change this one. So you see something here that these guys are not blending into each other because of this corner radius. Let me show you on the prototype. Can you see it here? They're not blending into each other. It looks like a curved stuff. So because I want them to blend, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to, let me show you what I will do here. Share this tab. I'm going to change my corner radius to be in such a way that it will not be all round like we've been doing. So now I will say on this edge, that's this part, this bottom part here on the left, make it 0. On this bottom part too, on the right here, make it 0. Do you see that? And now I will do the same to this guy down here, that on this top right, top left, make it 0, so that they will blend into each other. Can you guys see that? So there's no separator. Back to prototype, let me show you. Now it's feeling like that my pattern is giving me a headache. So let me reduce it further, or even take it out completely. But you guys see it? Are we still together? I'm not hearing anybody's voice. So
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, man. Just that.
it's just that what? Go on. Who was speaking?
I was the one. The one not following the game.
Why are you not following again? So this is, I can adjust this page, this section to come further down, but I don't think I want to do that. Let me see, come further down. Which screen am I sharing? Okay. So this is what we currently have, and then I would include a button to search. Let's do that. What's it like? Once it's 10:15, we would end this class. Control V. What's the height of this? 72. So let's make this. And I can do align to the right and change this to search. And let's say 16. So yeah, that is what we currently have. Are we good? Any questions before we continue, before we move? No questions. So we are all good. Nice. So if I had started properly, what I would have done, I would do my component state for my fields. So when you click on this, what happens? Select options, blah, blah, blah. After you've clicked, what does it look like? Yes, go on. Emmanuel, go on.
Yes, ma'am. Like I have a question, but not related to what you taught us tonight,
Okay.
but it's related to my own assignment.
Yes,
So,
go on.
like, okay, I was trying to on my hero session, I was trying to create a slider. So I was able to successfully create a slider for the images to be sliding on their own, but like what I imagined was as the image are sliding, even the text are also be animated at like when they are coming. Like I don't know how best to explain
Did you
this. Like
put image and the text?
the image contain the illustration contain a background, and on the background there are text on it that are sliding with the text and the background. So but I want the text
Back.
also to be animated as they are being sliding with the image, but I could not achieve that. If you really get what I'm trying to say.
I'm not sure. So image should slide, then the text should be fixed, or the text should also slide.
No, to also slide, like they are kind of just static. The image was sliding, was changing, but the text they were not be animated. They were not like their appearance back to the screen. They were just static. They were not like maybe moving upward. And I don't know. How will I can share my with you?
Okay, so what you do, you can send me a recording on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Then let's
Okay.
wrap up this class. We've stayed too long.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any other question?
We're not in a hurry, except you have a TGIF location to get to YouTube.
I've not slept properly this week.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware.
So, any other questions? But you guys, you understand what we've done tonight when it comes to spacing, alignment, contrast, accessibility, right?
So far, so good. Man.
Okay. So, no more questions. We can close and wrap up for today. Yeah. Before we wrap up. So, you see the assignment I gave, those of you that did only desktop views, please finish your mobile views. For this week, we're still continuing with our design, right? I'll put the assignment on the Google Classroom now. So you're still designing for Cocoa Inc., but this time it's not just your landing page. So that's why I was hoping you guys would have finished your landing page so that by the time you do this week's assignment, you are not like overwhelmed. But yeah. Are we good? See you guys next week.
Have a good weekend, man.
You
Nice
too.
one.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, ma. Good
Please
night.
continue practicing.
Good night, man. Thank you, man.
You're welcome. Continue practicing. If you have questions, you can reach out to me.
Ma, I have questions. I know I have questions.
Yeah, go on.
No, but not tonight. Don't let me stress you. Not
Yeah,
tonight.
no.
All right.
Later.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Now here we go know people wey don sleep off for this class.
Sorry, is there is there meeting going on at all?